Presented by That Time I Got Reincarnated in the Same World as an Anime Podcaster, this is Shonen Jumping the Gun, the show where we set our sights on the first chapter of a manga and decide if it's a misfire or a bullseye.
Let's see how many rounds are in this magazine.
On today's episode, when you have a hammer, every manga is a nail. This is Build King. Welcome, everybody. I am your ace architect, Moxidine, here with Brad the Builder. Can he fix it, Brad the Builder?
Yes,
he
I can.
Isekai Sensei Sama Brad. Brad, how you doing? Beloved British children's show.
Doing better than other people, apparently.
Apparently. And we are continuing our heaven and hell arc, or as I am now calling it, hell and a tall a tall hill, maybe. And today we are covering Build King. Build King ran in Weekly Shonen Jump from November 2020 to April 2021 for, I wrote 25 volumes. That is very untrue. That is 25 chapters.
What a tough time to be alive.
Yes, actually, yes. Build King was written and arted by Mitsutoshi Shimakuro.
Shimakuro.
It's like one more phoneme than I would think.
Yeah.
He also did the series Toriko, which I've read like 100 chapters of and is quite large and popular. It's probably how he got this one. And it was also a convicted pedophile, so that's fun. Probably should get that out of the way. That's what you were prepping that for. Yeah. Can't escape that one. That's come up in other things that I've read, and that's probably why he's not in Jump right now, honestly. Hopefully. That hasn't stopped them. That's what makes me sad. Did you smoke a little weed? Erase from morality. Terabytes of child porn? Nah, you're fine. Slap on the wrist.
Did you make the child porn, or did you just download
Questionable. Questionable for that other guy. This one is him propositioning, I believe, a 15-year-old.
Oh.
He did go to prison.
Probably should have waited.
Yeah.
Like at least 2 years.
Why would you, whatever? Not the podcast for it. Sorry for that downer. I couldn't save it to the. I could not talk about it, but I couldn't save it for the end. This needed to go.
I think I have said on this podcast before that the age of consent in Japan is 16.
Yes.
Apparently that's not true. Apparently it's 18.
Okay.
So just to...
I mean, I think I also learned age of consent around the U.S. is different per state.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was 18 because everything 18 plus, so I just assumed 18 was the age.
Which, unless I'm also making this up, I think there are 2 states where it's 14, which is bad. That's
screaming.
Real bad.
Okay, enough of that talk. Of Good People, this was localized by Christine Dashiell?
That's what it looks like to me.
They had a super, super long list of works, like an incredibly long list, but of ones that caught my eye, we've covered A Gravity Boys, Beast Children, Blue Box, Green Green Greens. I mean, we haven't covered Kindergarten Wars, but I know of it. A Sign of Affection from our romance arc a billion years ago. The Space Dandy manga is currently localizing Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi, and they also localized the author's prior work, Toriko. So this was one where they got the author to do more of it, which is not the case for Jujutsu Kaisen.
They were not having a fun time when that news came out.
Yeah, but once you got the vibe down, I feel like it's like when I learned that there's like a specific guy. I mean, I don't know if that's true for the later games, but there was like a specific guy who was in charge of localizing Goro Majima from Yakuza to make sure he had a specific voice. And I think that's interesting where it's like, we're keeping this mangaka's voice through having the same localizer who did the other one. So I feel like we've maybe seen stuff like that. I wonder if that was true between Naruto and Boruto.
That's a conversation for a different episode.
The better question is if it's Naruto and that samurai one he wrote, which this feels very akin to, from what I've heard of, an author having a big hit, trying to do another one, and it not working. We'll probably cover that one someday, I'm thinking. The Samurai 6, 7... Oh, no, I said it. Fuck. That's a joke for Brad, me, and a thing that's not important.
Samurai sword.
Not what I was talking about. And lettering was by James Galbetz, which was not a name I recognized. But I don't know if that's because I haven't seen it enough. Well, now we'll start recognizing it. And with all that out of the way, we begin my Moxie's Mox Speed manga summary. The Dragon King's Palace, Demon Castle, the Ogre Island Fortress, and the Palace of the Sky. Behind every one of these buildings is a builder. Even today, carpenters are taking on yet another demanding construction plan. Chapter 1, Tonkachi and Renga. We open on Hammer Island, a hammer-shaped island in the middle of dangerous seas populated by crazy killer monsters. And out from the trees pops our protagonist, Tonkachi the carpenter, carrying a very rickety-looking cabin. He's so excited he finally finished a house, his castle. But then House Eater trolls show up and instantly Big Bad Wolf his house down, much to Tonkachi's sadness. I believe he makes a point of say, "Phew."
Yeah, they didn't eat the house, even though they're called house eaters.
You're correct. We then cut to a house that looks like a knight's helm, sturdy and strong, and we meet its builder, Renga. Tonkachi, running from the trolls in a panic, asks if he can stay inside Renga's house for safety. Renga calls him Big Brother. Are they truly Nakama or just BSing? Inside the house, the two talk about the easy destruction of Tonkachi's house as the trolls pummel the sturdy structure, which seems to have no effect. Tonkachi stays at Renga's place every day because he can't seem to build his own house well enough to live in. Today is a special day, though. They're getting picked up for something. Jump back 3 years and we meet their sensei, Master Carpenter Shovel, who says they must live on their own as he is being called out to a big construction site. We learn the lore of the world, of these incredible structures all over the world. No one knows when or who built them, but they stand strong to this day. These buildings are called Build Kings. And Master Shovel is going to help build a new one, and his two apprentices must stay here as they are not ready for such a construction
because
site.
It sounds like building.
Yes. They're like, we don't know who built these and how, and then he's like, I'm going to go build these, me, a specific human. He says in 2, but the flashback says 3. I'm really confused about this. Years, he'll send somebody to pick them up.
No, okay, so he says, I'll pick you up in 2 years, and then they're like, but it's been 3. So specifically, they got left longer than they thought
But they just assumed they would get picked up in 1 more year's time?
That's a good question. Maybe he sent a letter or something that said that.
I guess.
Yeah.
A news coup or something. He will send somebody to pick them up and join him at the construction site, and he gives them the challenge of building a house the boss house eater can't destroy. Mm-hmm. Jump back to the present, and we're told the boss house eater hasn't even left the cage yet, the cage that Master Shovel has built. And of course, now is the time for the creature to escape his cage. We learn more of Hammer Island, full of dangerous monsters and surrounded by typhoons. Renga and Tonkachi are the only ones living here in a state of constant danger. Except there's like regular creatures. I say that later, though.
They're monsters, but they're like normal people.
But there's also monsters.
Yeah.
At least we're shown. I have more input on that.
It's a bit inconsistent.
Correct. We see that Master Shovel found the two of them on this island despite there being no other humans. Master Shovel built them a home, and it was the first time they lived safely.
I think they got washed up there.
I guess on top of this giant weird. Again, I'll talk about it.
No, there's normal beaches down around the bottom.
I guess so. There are also nice creatures the duo help build things for, or more accurately, Renga does. Tonkachi sucks and doesn't do much of anything. We see various cute critter people running to Renga's place from the boss house eater, which destroyed their homes. Tonkachi is elsewhere and is finally alerted that the house eater boss has escaped, and he says it's his time to shine. Tonkachi goes running and pulls out his extendable hammer and uses it to super pogo jump across the landscape to find... Oh no, Renga's house is in ruin and he's knocked out. He couldn't protect the critters. Then the boss troll shows up. Renga cries over being a bad carpenter, saying a house has safety and protection, and he couldn't even do that. And Tonkachi gives him a pep talk and says, the thing I can build is peace, which is the dumbest shit ever, and he proceeds to kick the shit out of the boss troll with ease with his big hammer, the Vigor Hammer. The longer it is, the more power it has, so he super extends it to 10 meters and slams the big boss troll, which takes a lot out of him. I mean, it knocks the boss troll, it not knocks him out, but it takes a lot of Tonkachi. Tonkachi's like, wow, 10 meters is hard on my arm.
He actually didn't even hit the troll. He hit it right in front of him.
Yeah. Then the boss troll apologizes. They're like, you can talk? I can sing. No, he doesn't sing. Everybody cheers and they see a ship on the horizon. They're finally being picked up. Hooray! End of chapter. So, I read this, I think when it came out or close to it, a bunch of years ago. I think before we even had the podcast, or maybe on the eves of it. And I thought, oh, this is cool. a manga about building. And then I learn it's the main character specifically doesn't build. And I was disappointed with it and never read more of it. I was just very pissed off because like this is not what I wanted. Like it's explicit. Like it'd be somebody who built things to solve problems in a shonen context seemed like a fun idea.
I think you could do something with it though. Like you could get somewhere with it.
Yeah, and I feel like that leads me to when we had Kraftwerks, and I constantly wanted a Carpenter one, and I feel like this is seeds planted from them. I'm like, I just want to build their manga.
But this wouldn't be it because these are not real buildings.
No. I mean, it could be fantastical, but it still has building ideas in it.
I guess.
But then when I was reading it now, I'm equipped with, I had read 100 chapters of Toriko. I know this author's style, and this is more of it. So I don't think you've ever read Toriko.
No.
Toriko is a shonen manga that is full of shonen things and is about nothing. But it is so bursting forth with shonen stuff. And that's what really kept me going for a long time. You're constantly going to far-off crazy places, weird, insane humans, or like people are showing up with crazy powers. Like, it is escalating all the time. Sometimes to its own detriment because the power scaling is just such a, like, turn the knob so much it breaks. But there's a fun in that. But, like, it's a manga... And it's like you're meeting cool characters and people come back and things like it's not a bad manga. It's just not about. I think one of the reasons it's not big around here because it's not about anything.
What if you just boil all of the meat off of the shonen and you just have the shonen bones left?
They're strong bones. I'm gonna be honest. They're strong bones because it kept me reading for like 100 chapters. And like sometimes I go, would I pick it up and finish it? And I go, I don't know if I'm in the mood for it. And like I like Toriko, but I know it's a manga about eating food. It's literally he goes around, he's built like it has the thing of like, oh, he's like a gourmet hunter. He's like one of the top 4 guys. Like he's the biggest badass. He overcomes all the problems. He's one of the strongest. Like there's a little Krillin like Ario Speedwagon who's just there to remark on how terrifyingly strong he is. They do the same thing where it's like, oh, numbers. I'm only using one of my fingers for this, but if I used 5 fingers or like I've used this much amount, like it's very Kaioken times 10 business. And here it's like the extendo hammer is like it's 10 meters. Like I think.
By the way, I have to comment on this. So the first one where he's like, the hammer works off my vitality, and he's holding it.
Right, there. 100%. That has to be on purpose. Knowing this author.
And it's like my vitality.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
my cock is a hammer that will hammer the heavens.
You didn't
the
have
heavens
to
out
do
of
that.
you.
I get it, but you didn't have to.
He did. And I can see a lot of the same thing here. Of like you instantly see this incredible looking island, these insane creatures you see. Like it's just Toriko and Thus by Build King are just bursting forth with stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say, I said that like a little derogatorily, and it's not entirely, but it is very much like, there's a certain amount of like, oh, this is cool creativity, but also it's like, well, I did this in Toriko. I don't, but also it's like, there is something to that. Like, I wish I could take out the pedophile parts and combine his creativity with another author who had more to say and a good fusion. Because it's like, it is the thing that I like, where like, we're constantly popping off with new things and then tying it back in. People will show up mysteriously and then we'll come back later and they'll feed into it and they'll do the like, oh my gosh, he fought him off at this, or like I had to use this power, or like, like there's a lot of those shonen moments that I do love, and I just wish it was about something. I don't know. You had a better time with this. Tell me about it.
I did not have a bad time with this at all. I thought like, oh, okay, this is an interest. I think I had a very similar experience that you had when you read this chapter years ago. And except I didn't have the disappointment at the end. I thought it was going to be like, oh, he's got no talent. He's going to discover some latent ability that makes him really good at building or something. But no, the fact that he was like, no, I've been training to protect everyone. I liked that. Like, yeah, it's slightly disappointing.
You were tasked with learning how to build a home.
Right.
And you were constantly leaning on everybody else in the community. And like, I know it's like, oh, because I fight, but it's like, we don't see him doing anything that implies that he's been training. We just go, he's been training.
Yeah. And it does raise the question of like, at the beginning when his house got destroyed, he didn't need to go run to his brother's house for shelter.
That's like, I think it's like, why did you build a house if this isn't important?
Yeah. And why were those trolls going after him in the first place? Because obviously he had to have trained to fight the monsters.
Yeah, wouldn't the trolls know
they
that...
should be scared of him at this point.
Like, it's not... Like, this is Toriko. This is... If you try to think too hard, you're going to go, well, what about this and what about that? And the answer is don't.
Yeah.
Like, this is a ride by the seat of your pants shonen fuck 'em up.
But that's what it comes down to.
Parentheses, somewhat respectfully?
Is while I understand the disappointment in the various things, like, I still think, like, it was fun and interesting to some extent, and, like, I'm interested in what it could do.
I didn't think I wanted to do it, but now I kind of want to mostly it's just I want you to read some of Toriko so we can talk about Toriko. Because that feels like a really important companion piece. Because I feel like outside of just time passing since I read this before, having a lot of the author's prior work. Admittedly, I didn't finish it, but it's like he is somebody who can bullshit and play jazz and do improv and connect things back in a way that work well enough. It is not like an intricate little machine. It can have a bunch of holes and going, why did he... But it's like if you're running on vibes, by and large, you can have a good time and get by. How much that remains true in Build King? I don't know. It only ran for, what did I say, 25, 24 chapters?
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't take, despite the author still kind of doing his thing. But I guess the difference is it's like, the main character in Toriko is like, even though I can kind of roll my eyes a little bit, he is portrayed as a badass. What is that?
I have it on.
What the fuck was that? Is that Steam still?
Yeah.
I still haven't. I'm so surprised Steam
I have
has
it on
sound.
focus mode, but apparently that doesn't.
Steam needs you to know that somebody is playing something.
Yeah.
It's also spooky noise. That's why I'm like extra like it's less like anger. Like, why are there sounds like, what the fuck does that mean? I've never heard that noise before. But no, it's like Toriko is displayed as like, I can solve anything badass. Like, he struggles sometimes, but it's mostly just like he's the ultimate hyper being in a world of a bunch of other, like, there are some other hyper being like who can do insane things, but it's like, I also like that because he's just a dude. He's not like, I'm a man with a sword or I have magic powers. Like, he's just a dude cranked to like 25 or whatever on the intensity, and where the intensity knob only goes up to 10. And I think because Tonkichi is like kind of a loser, it's just like, I don't care about him. I guess it gives the thing that I always talk about other things, like it gives him place to grow, but it's also just like, well, he can beat shit up. So like the main measurement of the world of building he can't do, but like he can just bop things with his hammer. So, and I'm sure he's a bunch of other abilities, but it's like, I can see the toolkit. He's like, it extends to 10 meters and that makes my arm kind of sore. So it's like, obviously we're going to have bigger number increments because like numbers in Toriko. If there was ever a manga about scaling that can break but also be measured, it's Toriko, because it's like, all of the creatures they hunt have like danger ratings. Then at first you think it only goes up to 10, and then like within like a singular arc they're going into the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Like, and it's very like just running up that ladder. So
and then they get to somebody and it's like, it's 1,000. It's like, what?
When you're talking about when like an 8 is like a man in a tank is fucked. And it's like, how do we escalate more if we're measuring against people? But like I said, like there is good and bad in that. Like I haven't had a time to specifically talk about that, and this episode has kind of become me talking about this author's work in Toriko because I can see so much of his bag of tricks in this. Like you don't see him again, but when you first get to Hammer Island, you see a drawings of a bunch of these strange creatures, and it's like those are, if they are not directly from Toriko, they are from the same cookpot.
The part where he was on the beach with the kappas.
Yes.
And they were like, and the one goes, oh yeah, I was talking to my girlfriend about that. And he's like, you have a girlfriend? And then like 2 panels later, he's like, yeah, I was talking to my other girlfriend about that. You have 2 girlfriends? I actually have 4.
Yeah.
I have 6. I have 8.
Do you think, I mean, I know it's a gag and it's not important, but do you think he was just misunderstanding them of like female friends, or do you think like literally this is like a weird
I don't know,
polyamorous children kappa on this strange island? Yeah, I don't know.
There were I liked enough parts of this that overall I had a good time with it. I do wonder, like, what the heck do you do with this? Because it's called Build King. It's centered around building these Build King buildings. But also our main character can't do that.
But he can fight, and the thing that like Master Shovel says, where it's like the construction site, I think he says it's like too dangerous for you right now.
Maybe.
Or like you're not ready for it in a way that sense. Like I don't remember the particular wording, but like, are they going to go around? Like, are they going to go directly there? And the first arc is just going to be like him working on this for a while. They get sent off a quest to go get some.
Do more than one arc in this amount of time.
Well, no. Well, yeah, they're going to try to. But like, are they going to get sent off of like, we need this particular material. We need you to go get it. Because that's also a very Toriko thing. Because Toriko was like, oh, we're going on this quest.
Fetch quest.
Kind of because it's all Toriko's all about him building his dream menu. It's a world based around food. So it's him going out to these really dangerous places to get what? But even more so. But like everything. Like there are gourmet towns and like vending machines and like everything's the chef ratings, but like it's life and death stuff. You know, the fact that there's like entire, I mean, I guess as I say it, but like it's ratcheted up to like, again, 12 or whatever, 11. But like an arc is usually just Toriko, either from his own devices or from him getting hired out, is sent to some place to get some, either hunt some monster or get by some monster to get some special plant or just random weird food item or hunt or fish for something, and then to return it, and other shenanigans happen, villains show up, yada yada yada. So my guess at Future Vision is like they get to the construction site and they get sent on a mini quest to go somewhere to get like, because like all the food. When he's at Renga's place, all the food he eats is like based around construction things. There's like chocolate nails and shingles, something or others. It's like, I think this world is also just in the vein that Toriko's a world about like food, where like weird gourmet stuff can just grow in the wild. Yeah, screw tea. That construction parts are just can show up places. So really nice ones are in really dangerous places.
Yeah.
So it's just we've swapped food for building pieces, which is not uncool. But I think, I don't know how much, obviously I just kind of want more Toriko, like Tonkichi kind of being a goober, but not in a way that I like, even though I usually like goobers, so I don't know.
Well, we don't need to do an episode on Toriko because you're doing it right now.
I'm doing it right now. I just need you to read Toriko and talk to me as a human being about it.
I like the art style.
No, his art's fun. His art is very
whimsical.
It's very creative. Every time, like I said, like every time you see something new, you go, "Wow, look at that!" Like I really, that's the thing that kept me turning pages on Toriko. Like it's very fun and consumable and creative that you constantly are seeing. It's not like, oh, you see the little penguin eaters. You also see the kappas and then the designs and the ogres, and the boss ogre is even bigger and more crazy.
He's got
like
2 mouths.
Exactly. Like, this is a guy who knows how to just sort of creativity splash all over the place, and I have a respect for that.
If only it wasn't for the pedophilia.
I know. I really wish. I want to make it clear that my own ho-humness is not that. I had this opinion before I read that information to do this write-up.
And I didn't know about that until like an hour ago.
I told you, because you were like, why are people down on this? And it's like, I feel it's really important that it's not the entirety of it, but I feel like it's important you have this information.
Yeah.
I
had a good time with it before I knew that.
Correct, exactly. We were where we were without this information, and we remain where we are with it.
I said this when we were going to get dinner. I'm a proponent of separating the art from the artist.
You're good at it. I'm worse at it.
And while you should definitely
I read a lot of Toriko,
consider the amount of support that you're giving a particular work because of the artist, because they benefit directly from that.
Yes.
I think when you are judging a piece of art on, like, you need to like separate the artist from it.
Yeah. You also need to separate the work from life, reality. Which goes into the whole like money support thing. So yeah. I don't think I didn't like it as much as when I first read it, because I think I came in expecting something, and this time I knew what it was, but I still just wasn't keen on it.
Well, I wasn't expecting anything.
Yes, correct. You were expecting, you had been predicated dog shit, and it was not that. I would not call this the worst thing we've read. I would call, I guess because we've already recorded that episode and it would be out by now, I would call, oh, that was weird. I did come around on Bone Collector, but also I think Bone Collector was like, this
Collection.
Is Bone Collection. I think this is so much more interesting. Like, Build King is so much more interesting than that. And I think maybe that's the thing, is like Build King has more space to disappoint you because it is flexing in more newer weird space, even if it's just doing a lot of shonen-y things, but it's just doing so many of them at a solid level. Well,
and there's something to be said there, because like Bone Collection, it's an Exorcist manga.
Yeah,
Like,
we have seen it a billion times. And it's
Whereas
not like this one was even a particular thing.
With Build King, while it is extremely shonen, and so it's got shonen trappings all over.
Yeah,
The core idea itself of like a world where buildings are super, super important, like way more important than you can possibly believe, and building things is super important and everything. Like,
and the people have cool
that's
techniques about building.
something that I haven't really seen before.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen things where like buildings are big and important and strong.
No, but this
and
is
do
like
stuff,
this
but,
is
like,
what was Toriko. It's like it took a thing that you as a human being are familiar with and cranked up in the intensity now in a way that you can understand, but also seem fantastical and whimsical. And I got to give it points for that. Brad, I know we have one more manga we need to read for this arc to learn things. It's sounding like we might want to reload this one. I want to read that other one before I make that decision, but like this is sounding more with our positions. I think we need to reload this one.
So far, this would be the one.
Yes. But I need that other one is also has an aura about it that it might need it. So I don't know yet. I can't make the call right now, but I wanted to float to you right now and to the listener who would, I guess we'd be spoiled if they saw an R on this. We, at the time of recording, don't know. I think the last couple reloads we did, we knew when we were recording.
Yeah.
But this is the first time I think we've been up in the air, especially because there's an unknown lurking.
Yeah. I would lean towards this being the one. What I know of the last one that we have to talk about, there's more than one to record, but the other one that we're going to record,
the only one left that we don't know about.
Right. I would definitely lean to this. Less because I'm not sure what it's going to do, but more so I want to see what it can do in the first couple chapters to have legs.
I want to see where it walks and I want to see where it fumbles. Because obviously it fumbled. It didn't live that long. And I'm curious because I don't think, as much as I was frustrated with it, I don't think this is the dirt worst. I think Bone Collection, despite having us finding weird good bones in it, when I think about it, I'm like, ugh.
That is funny.
But I think it's just because I think Build King is helped by the fact that it is so different and novel and whimsical and all over the place.
Yeah. So far, this has definitely been the not hell and also not heaven arc.
I think heaven and hell arc needs to be quote unquote heaven, quote unquote hell.
The only hell part of this arc so far is the isekai.
Yeah.
Which was definitely hell.
Maybe we need to rename this arc, and every time I say it, one of us says it, it just that one voice clip goes over top of it.
I would
I don't remember what I originally called it, so
I would be okay with reloading this one. What that means though is
oh fuck, we got to make predictions.
We need to make predictions, and also
we have to record an outro that may never happen.
Well, no. We'll record an outro for it some other time if we decide not to.
Yeah. But we do have to make predictions. Okay.
Well,
let's see.
Before we get to predictions,
okay,
let's talk about where our feelings are at right now.
Okay.
So, I'm going to go from an objective perspective. My thinky thinks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with good to great. From what I've seen so far, like not the most spectacular thing, but like solid shonen series bones.
Yeah.
And it made me interested to see where it's going to go.
Objectively there, more and good, but like it's got some sprinklings, but also some of that is like knowing this author showing off a little bit here and knowing what he can do, but also knowing the wheels come off. So there's kind of because it's very much a thing of like he's good at writing a lot of checks. And as long as he keeps writing checks, it doesn't matter if all of them cash or not. Because there's so many goddamn checks.
Well, his estate got confiscated when he went to prison. So.
I think he did this one after he came back.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's makes me feel worse.
Do you understand now why? I'll double check that. Let me make sure I'm not speaking out of turn. But I am pretty sure this is a situation where he came back.
I don't like that.
Sorry.
That's not what I want.
No. Yeah. Oh, it was even before he wrote Toriko.
Oh, Jesus. And they just let him.
In 2002, he was arrested and convicted of violating child prostitution laws, including paying a 16-year-old girl 80,000 yen to have sex. As a result of the arrest, the series that he was having in Shonen Jump that was doing pre-roll was canceled.
You said 2002?
2002. So he came back and wrote Toriko, and then that was successful, and then he wrote Build King. When
was Toriko?
I want to say the mid to late 2000s, but I could be wrong. Let me see. It's one of the top sellers. 2008 was when Toriko happened.
Okay. Oh, this is difficult.
Don't let that change your things.
No, I'm just because
I know.
I'm a big proponent of like do your time, people can change, that kind of thing. Like, is he still a pedophile?
I don't know.
He went to jail, right?
I don't know. Admittedly, I don't remember any pedo shit in Toriko and 100 chapters of that. It really could have been worked in, or I could have blanked it the fuck out.
I feel like 2008 was probably too soon, but 2020 definitely feels like enough time.
Yes. We don't need to get into this here. We don't need to have the final statement on it.
Yeah. And here I was sitting here thinking, oh, they did all this stuff and they got arrested recently.
Yeah, no, this was not a thing that happened afterwards. This was a thing that was already well in the rear view by this point. How do you feel now? I did not mean to torpedo you.
I'm not changing my opinion on the series based on that information.
Correct.
I am changing my opinion on the people who work for Shonen Jump based on that opinion.
Yes, of course. It's disgusting. We know Shonen Jump's a boys' club and is disgusting. I'm not happy about it either. I guess I just had those horrible feelings earlier in my lifetime.
Personally, I would, if someone shows that they've changed in 15 years, I would give them the benefit of the doubt at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't proposition child prostitutes.
Yeah, right.
Just don't have child prostitutes in general.
Well, yeah, I mean that's sort
kind of a
failing of Japan in general, right?
Out of any nation. Duh, I know. How do you feel about the norm and for jettisoning all of the thing we just talked about? Get it out of your brain.
It's powered by my vitality.
Oh, Brad, that was not the line to say there. That's not the line.
Okay, my feelings on this. Okay, I have to go back and think about it because I was reading it and I felt pretty good about it. And I thought, oh, this guy got arrested after he wrote this.
Feel good.
I'm going to pretend that still happened.
You're going to pretend that's how it is. We're okay.
I think my feeling is the same. Good to great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel it's fine.
Okay.
And I think some of that is, I mean, A was a little bit my disappointment with what it was. I didn't like the main character, and I know the tricks coming at me, even if I'm kind of excited about them. But I would say fine is where I'm feeling.
I mean, I think given your experience with Toriko, like, you obviously like shonen stuff.
Yeah.
But if it's very similar to shonen stuff you've seen before,
it can be fun, but I fell off around 100 because I was like, I mean, also I think I was just falling off a manga at the time, but it was just like, okay, I've seen all of your tricks now, and they can still be some fun stuff, but I'm like, okay.
So yeah, I'm overall positive on the specific manga that we read and nothing else about it.
I'm gonna skip over Would You Buy for that particular reason.
I mean,
with the hanging thing, we might read more, but I don't want to talk about money.
That is the very specific thing.
Yeah.
I would not buy the physical volume of this. Now, I can't help but spend money on it because it's on Viz, and that's a subscription.
When you're spending money on everything.
Yeah. But
there's not really any power to go, I don't want to give my 5 cents to this author that I'm not reading.
Yeah. But other than that. Everything else aside, as of now, I wouldn't purchase this.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in it, but I mean, I want to reload it.
Yeah.
So I literally don't have enough confidence in where this is going to go.
Yeah.
So,
especially because we know it ends.
Yeah.
Fairly early. I don't think we need to high noon. I know we're at a little cross paths, but I don't think we're that. Our stated positions aren't that far. I said fine.
Fine's better than bad.
I agreed
so-
with your thinky thoughts, and
Yeah.
if I said it was bad, I feel like we would have reasons for a duel, and I
Yep,
just don't think.
that's
I think
far
I
enough
just. I
apart.
think I have my reasons.
More than 1.5 spaces apart.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got to
Time
make
to
some
predict some.
guesses now.
Okay.
So the traditional way that we've been doing this
Yep.
is there's 2 guesses,
Yep.
one of which has details.
Okay. I mean, what? I'm still going to say they're going to get to the construction site and they're going to be sent on a quest to get some specific material for whatever is being built somewhere else that's dangerous. Maybe like specific like pipes or shingles or like a paint or just like that is a very Toriko style thing, which is merely like a fun concept. Because instead of having these like this perfect gourmet meal, you're building the perfect house made from all of these really unique, specific objects.
Then I will use my this is our opposite opinion for this one, and I will say that no, they I don't think they're even going to make it to the build site within the first volume.
Do we even know Master Shovel's on that boat? I don't even think he's on that boat. He said, "I'm going to send somebody to pick you up."
So I'm going to say it's not going to be a material fetch quest, which is what I wrote down.
So they're not even going to get.
They're not going to get there.
They're not going to get there. Is it? They're not going to get there. I guess there's no fetch quest of they. So, but the main thing is they're not going to get there within what happens next.
Yeah, within the first volume.
Okay. I feel like if they get lost, it's less space for like people of the world, because that was always the thing. It's just like the other gourmet hunters show up, or you know, some other cool badass or something, you know. But it was always like you come home and then you go do those things. So, I mean, maybe they get washed up somewhere and get to visit one of the Build Kings of old and have some adventure there. But like, I don't know why they would do that. I guess it's like that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like, why would they adventure through these places even if they get shipwrecked there? What would they be wanting to do there?
Yeah.
Like the whole goal right now is getting to the build site, and then that can then go from there.
So this one will be a 2-part.
Yeah.
With a general guess and then a more detailed part.
I'm trying to think what Renga is an interesting thing if he's there and he'll stay consistent. Because he's not. Toriko had the like chef with him, and the chef was the little Krillin that was supposed to be there to show you what an average human is next to super Hulk beast Toriko. I can cut things with my fingers, like just going whew, whew. I don't know. I feel like Renga's gonna get left behind, honestly. Like he didn't have enough like of that like, but also like I don't know what he's here for. I guess he's like the one that builds, but like if we're gonna adventure, what are you building? I feel like he stays at the construction site with Shovel, and Tonkichi is sent out to do something. But I don't know. It's not coming into focus enough for me to be able to like put a better like a 2-parter down. I don't know. Do you have something? I'm still thinking on it.
I was thinking something along the lines of like people's abilities. So we know that Tonkichi like trained really hard, and he's got his hammer that can extend, but Shovel gave him that hammer.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that like those kind of tools that do something are going to be more of a thing. So I would
agree. Yeah, more people will show up with super powered tools. You know, a screwdriver, a saw.
So I'm gonna go. My overall
level.
guess will be that people have tools with powers.
Yes.
And then specifically, I'm going to say the person who comes to pick them up will have one of those tools that has powers.
Yep.
And that will be, I think a saw. I think I'm going to go with
for
a saw.
Okay. I guess it's not just what happens next. It's overall, but I said they're going to get to the build site. It's just like a bunch of fantastical shit's going to happen, but I can't just say that. That's not a good prediction. Like, Renga can't fight, right?
I mean, at least not right now.
Yeah. I guess my prediction will be the boat will be a training arc then. If we're going to spend a lot of time on the boat, I feel like it's going to be at least at the minimum Renga getting trained up, but both of them. It's like extra clangy today.
Is there something within there that's, an extra little
Nothing's
detail?
like calling out to me because Toriko doesn't really have. I guess it doesn't a little bit.
How are they training on the boat?
I feel like they're building things and then breaking them, or like learning how to use. Because like Renga doesn't have a tool. Maybe he gets like a fill-in one and learns how to use it. So they each have like Renga does these things and Tenkaichi does these things, and like that would make more sense for them to stick around as a duo. So I guess Renga gets a special tool, or we learn about it at the very least. If either he already has it, we learn about it, or he gets one.
Okay. So Renga will get a tool to train with.
I have a bonus. I have a bonus bullshit prediction. We'll learn more random bullshit Tonkaichi can do with this hammer that we haven't learned about yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be very specifically describable as random bullshit, random shonen bullshit. The way that it can extend. He's very Goku coded.
Yeah.
He's like his hair is Goku coded. It's
a Journey to the West.
It's an homage.
Son Goku, Monkey King.
Yeah.
Thing. That's what the hammer extends.
That's what I was saying.
Extendo pole.
The hair was already that, and then I'm like, oh yeah, the extendo pole. Duh. He'll get a flying. What's the construction version of a cloud?
What?
Pillow. No, we're saying other things. I'm putting the Journey to the West stuff through a construction filter.
So instead of flying Nimbus, it's a flying sandbag.
No, not sandbag. He just does the Tao Pai Pai thing where he picks up a tree and he throws it and then he just rides that.
Yeah.
He does the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild speedrun thing where you
blow a bomb up under your shield that you're sliding on.
It's you put a thing like a tree, honestly like a tree stump or a rock in the air. You time stop it in place. You hit it a bunch and then you jump on it just right so you can again ride it like Tao Pai Pai. That's
the normal way to do it. That's not the speedrunner version.
No, because I thought you had to hit it in a particular way or else you would just get damaged and
you
die.
do have to hit it, but
I thought the shield
that's
was
like a mechanic of the game. That one's actually like pretty easy to do.
Okay. Maybe there was a particularness to that I'm not remembering. Or like falling. I think falling at least with the shield. I don't know. It's been a hot second since I've seen a speed run for Breath of the Wild.
No, the fastest way is you...
I think that's
you put a bomb out and then do like the flip thing where you jump onto your shield and then the bomb is under you and it flings you across the whole map.
It's got a lot of force to it. We're getting distracted. Yeah, that's it, right? Nothing else beside the predictions, I think?
I think that's probably it.
Okay. Well, folks, you'll know if this is a reload, but us right now, we're not 100% sure, but we're a good % sure, which is why we did predictions. So
we have to do the other series before we know if we're going to reload this. What will happen to these guesses if we don't reload
I don't know. We'll find out. It's a learning process. I will read that last series I need to figure out before our next recording next week, because an insane thing, we're going to record something that you heard like a month ago, if not more. Maybe months, because Shonen Jump be silly like that.
Actually, hold on, let me see.
Get the exact number.
This
barring not any more silliness.
You would have heard this a little more than 2 months ago.
So we haven't done it yet, but for for me it was Tuesday.
It's called Goron Egg.
Egg?
No, Gonron Egg.
Gonron
Egg.
Gonron Egg. Egg?
And then 2 more after that. Yay.
But you've already heard that. You've read them, you've heard them. We haven't, though. They don't exist yet in our world.
Well, we don't know if they read them, because if they listened to us and we said they were bad, then they shouldn't have read them.
You've taken them in. You can read them. We can't. They're not out yet. But yeah. Da-da-da. So we've decided to reload this one, but only sort of, but also kind of.
This is going to be weird.
This is weird because we're recording them both now, but you don't know what the next thing we're doing. So and also we recorded the Bill King episode like a month or more ago at this point.
It's been longer than that.
It's been a while. Us. So the concept was that we could not decide which between Bill King and this other series that the episode you haven't heard yet. So we then decided that because he wanted it more, Brad would read Build King. He would read the first volume of Build King, and I would read the first volume of this other mystery series that you'll hear next week, and that we would both just share with the other one what we had learned and compare notes to our predictions if we made them or not.
So the question is, do I regret that decision?
That is, I think, the biggest question of even more than our predictions, because that was the thing with Build King, with everybody not liking it. But also, we'd only seen the first one, and I was just like, I've seen this author's work. It's that, but slightly less. But it could be more interesting with the building stuff. So how do we want to do this reload? Because like you have to tell me enough of what happened.
I will kick this off with saying that we're not going to know for sure if I regret this until we record the next episode.
Who regretted more? Is there regret in your heart?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably me.
Okay. There's a stake in mine.
So, I'll just come out and say it. I understand why people think this is awful.
So tell me. You have to do the summary for us and the homies at home first, and then we can get into it, and then we can get into our predictions if we have them.
I just wanted to give everybody that primer because this is crazy. So I think this series doesn't know what it wants to be. I think that's the main issue. So I'll give you sort of a quick rundown. It's only 20 chapters. I did read the entirety of it.
Oh, you read all of it?
At about 4 chapters in, I was like, maybe I should stop, and I didn't.
I don't remember that in the plan. I guess now that you've done that, I have also read all of my series because all the things we read for this arc.
We did already talk about that.
Okay.
Because they were so short.
Yes, I knew we had decided for mine. I didn't know if that was for yours or not. So okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so as we talked about on the first episode, we did the whole summary.
Yep.
It was a whole thing.
They're getting off the island though.
They had a person who was mentoring them, and then he left, and they're like, he's going to come back, and then he's going to take us to be builders with him, right?
Yeah, one of these great works, whatever that proper noun was.
So chapter 2 starts immediately with a butt joke.
Yeah.
Very first page. Another person is coming to pick them up, not their original mentor.
Okay.
We do see him in the rest of the chapters, but they never meet back up with him yet.
It's cutaways to whatever he's up to.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very Toriko.
Mostly flashbacks.
See, this is the main curiosity thread for me as somebody who's read over 100 chapters of Toriko is how much of this is Toriko bullshit that might not be to your taste, and how much of this is just not good.
That's a good question,
and that's what I'm going to answer.
I don't have an answer to.
That's what I'm going to attempt to answer by the end of this with my questions. Once you finish your summary, I'm going to shut up now.
So, if you remember, this island that they're on is surrounded by this huge storm that's just going on all the time. So this guy comes to pick him up, and he's like swimming behind a house that is swimming towards the island. There's like just this house on like a rock that's coming towards this island. So apparently this guy, Nana, I forget his name already. It doesn't matter. He is throughout the rest of it, but he's such like a non-character. They build him up to be really important, and he doesn't matter at all. Apparently he was on his way to this island and came across this house and was trying to take refuge within this house in this raging storm, but the house wouldn't let him in. The house seems to have a mind of its own.
Okay.
And he had taken off his pants because they were soaking wet from being in the water, even though it's still raining all around him. Whatever. And he's going to take a shit off the side of this rock, and the house like kicks him off and goes off with his pants. So he's coming behind the house.
So he's chasing the house.
Right.
And the house is on the rock, and the house and the rock are moving.
Right.
Okay.
So they get to the island, and they meet up with our two protagonists. Our main protagonist and his brother, who is always second fiddle. You know how it goes. Our main character, which I should probably remember.
We have his name down in the notes, I'm sure.
Tonkachi. Is like, I have to help this guy. I'm going to smack this house with my hammer, right?
Okay.
And he hits it real hard and nothing happens. And everybody's like, oh my God.
Super hammer.
The super hammer didn't work.
Yeah.
It turns out the hammer has 2 sides, and one side is for destroying things and the other side is for fixing things.
That's like very builder game. Like that's very like a first person, like a Satisfactory or
Boys and Girls
Minecraft.
And non-binary pals. That is not how hammers work.
But that's how this hammer works, because he can make it extend. It's an extendo. He's the Monkey King.
Yeah, right. No, he's not. The Monkey King shows up later. We'll get to
What?
that.
You can't double dip Monkey Kings? I say that, but they totally did that in One Piece because Luffy is also the Monkey King, but then he meets the monkeys.
Yeah.
We're kind of Monkey King coded because they're monkeys.
This is where we learn that, like, the Build Kings are, like, structures that have, like, minds of their own.
Okay, that's still fun.
And apparently that's also why the the house-eating trolls exist, because, like, the Build Kings were, like, messing them up, and so they became house eaters. It's not entirely clear.
Okay.
And the troll eaters disappear, and we never see them again.
Oh, okay, so it's not important.
So, chapter 3. Immediately again, we're starting off with butt and poop jokes.
Yeah.
And I figured that was going to happen throughout the rest of this, but after chapter 4, we're done with.
He got some notes
with stuff. So the house lets our two brothers into it
because they knows they are pure.
I guess. And so the house is going to then go back through the storm and take them to the mainland.
Okay. And the dude is just following along still?
Right. As they're doing
that... Is he
that,
the guy that's supposed to pick them up, or is he just here?
Yeah.
Okay,
he was sent
guy.
to get them.
Okay, gotcha.
He's part of the group that the mentor is the leader of.
Yes.
For whatever reason, they get pushed out of the house. It was some kind of accident. And so the two brothers, like the guy is still in there, but the two brothers are like flying through this storm, right? And there's all kinds of debris and stuff flying around. And so they're like, what are we going to do? I'm going to hit my hammer off of stuff to like propel us forward. Oh, cool. But we don't know which way to go. But there through the storm, I can see lights of a house. I remember being told that our master built a house in this storm for someone who wanted a house in the middle of the storm.
A lighthouse.
And we
Is
see
it a lighthouse?
No, it's literally just a regular house. It's got a tiny little yard. There's clothes out on the clothesline.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
In the middle of a storm?
That's the bit.
Okay. It's still like, what what is this? It doesn't make any sense. And that's where I'm getting to, because I think that this wants to be a gag manga, but it also wants to be a shonen battler.
No, it's not not a gag manga. Like, again, this is me basing off. I haven't read it, and but I don't know how I would feel, obviously, because I didn't read it. But like, Toriko has a lot of whimsy / anime bullshit in it, and I feel like I lean more of the whimsy of just like this incredible crazy thing happens. So, like, here's this kind of crazy creature that has this kind of funny thing to them. Like, there's bits of humor in the author's writing that I think that's what this is. I mean, and I think I don't like your stay in your lane position. I can't believe I'm defending Building right now. I think that I didn't want to read more of.
Because the thing is there's later on.
But I also don't know what the tone and the setups for these things are. Right. But as you were just describing them to me, it's like I think that's kind of funny that it's like the house is so powerful, the area around it through the storm can just have the clothes on.
No. The rain is literally soaking everything.
Oh, okay. So
the stuff is out in the storm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought the gag was that it was like kind of defended from all of it somehow, even though it's just a house and a yard.
No, they're practically blowing off the
Then I made a
lines.
funnier joke in my head. Okay, I take back what I said a little bit.
Some of the jokes later on are actually pretty good. I laughed a couple times.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the stuff early on is just like, what are you doing? Okay. Let's see.
I really feel like I need you to read some of Toriko now. You don't need all of it. There's too much of it. I'm just like, as just a checker plate.
So we get to chapter 4. They get to the mainland. There's a port there. The guy who picked him up is like, let's get some food, and you guys need to register for your builder license and all that kind of bullshit. You know how it always is.
Yep.
The two brothers are going to go off back to where the house got parked because they couldn't park at the port because this is a special house.
Yeah, it's not a boat.
And they go out through the woods and they come across this band of really big people wearing houses. They're like the house bandits is what they're called.
So they steal houses.
I guess they steal parts from houses to like build themselves up.
That's kind of fun.
And what's his name?
Tonkatsu? Not Tonkatsu. Tonkichi.
Tonkachi smacks him with the hammer, and instantly all their armor comes off, obviously.
Correct, because he can destroy buildings very easily with that part, but only if he hits him with the one side of the hammer. Okay.
And then for the first time in the series, a girl shows up. She's apparently the boss of these bandits.
Okay.
And she's standing upside down on a tree, and her panties are out. Yep.
I'm trying to think about women in Toriko.
I mean, I guess we missed Toriyama Sensei. So.
I think there's some women. I mean, he's got a very old school style of writing. Like, Toriko was made in, like, the 2010s.
There's so much in this that is Dragon Ball coded.
It feels old. And I don't mean that, sometimes I can mean that derogatorily, and I don't mean that here, but that does, sometimes stuff like that comes with it. Yeah, I don't remember.
I mean old school Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball.
That's what I'm saying,
stuff.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
No, Dragon Ball. Straight up, like, that's why it's Monkey King coded. It's very Dragon Ball.
So
OG.
chapter 5 is basically a
Oh my
wash.
gosh, Brad, you're going to have to hit the fast forward, but we can't do this level of detail in 15 more chapters.
Basically, they just blow through a lot of exposition about how the world is. And this girl is like, oh, you guys are builders. Can you come fix my castle?
What's her vibe? Is she like
She's
cool?
fine.
Is she like a girly girl?
I think
like,
her name is
she
Cork.
an adult? Cork's a fun name.
I don't think she's an adult, but
Cool.
she's like
Noted.
older teenager, I'd say.
Filed into the police file that we talked about, I think, on this episode over a month ago.
Honestly, the panty joke thing, that's it. The rest of her whole thing is perfectly fine.
Cool. Dig it. Love it.
I don't know why
Sometimes
we started
he
that
just
way.
really wanted to do that.
So they go to this castle. The castle is upside down, hanging off of a cliff. And that's because the people who live in this castle are like bat people.
That's fun.
And she's the princess.
Okay,
She's
fun.
not a bat person.
No.
She got adopted.
Yes.
But her dad is this big guy with a huge face. He's got a huge face because they hang upside down, so all the blood runs to their face.
His face is big.
Everything being upside down gets old so fucking quick. I was so done with it after like the third
Did
page.
they spend a lot of time talking about it?
There's some good jokes about it. And, of course, they're going to fix up this castle.
Brad, answer my question. Do they spend a lot of time talking about it? Or is it just sort of a thing as you meet new things, it just sort of is? Is there a lot of, wow, it's upside down?
No, it's mostly just jokes.
Okay. Yeah, that's still time, though.
But everything's drawn upside down and all that. It's just annoying.
That's fun.
For 2 minutes, it was fun. Okay.
For a chapter. That sounds like a fun gimmick.
The whole shtick of this castle thing, it's a couple chapters long, is it turns out that the castle is actually built out of an ancient dragon's fang. The dragon's head is like the cliff.
Okay.
It only had one fang.
And that's the building?
Nobody can renovate this castle for hundreds and hundreds of years because his fang is too powerful. It's too strong.
Yeah.
And then Tonkichi figures out that he can use his renovation side of his hammer, and it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, you can hit the R key and bring out his magic hammer or the little like blowtorch.
My only note for chapter 7, which is like the end of this arc, is I don't think this mangaka knows what the word renovation means.
What does he do to it?
They literally tear down the whole castle and then build it again.
I mean, that's kind of a renovation.
That's not what renovation means.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, chapter 8.
Now I need to read this because I need to go, is it actually bad if I took it in tonally, or does Brad lack whimsy? But also I'm doing the thing where I'm writing a manga in my head that might not be what's actually on the paper that you read.
Okay, in about 2 chapters, this turns into a battle shonen, and we're done with whimsy.
Okay. Okay.
Chapter 8, there's a train that's just a giant hotel. It looks like a hotel at a beach, except it's a train.
Okay, that's fun. Like, that's like, when you tell me those things, it was like, that was something that, even though, like, the thing I liked about Toriko, even though it was a manga about nothing, was that it just was so bursting full with weird, interesting concepts. Very, like, just constantly every chapter, every couple of chapters, some new crazy thing showed up.
My note
or
here...
was weaved into the world. And, like, the author was really good at just constantly coming up with anime bullshit, parentheses, positive. I know I've said that on some ancient episode where I talked about that.
My note here says, hotel train. Nice. It was cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
They talk a bunch about the builders union called Build On, which is Build Union.
Okay. I'm sure that works. I think that's the localizer doing their best with something that's probably in Japanese.
Maybe. It's probably Build On in Japanese. You know, they like to use their English. Apparently, there's 60 million members in this union.
Okay.
So it's going to be a really long tournament arc.
Oh.
No, but seriously, they have to do this test thing. It's like the freaking Shonen exam.
Yeah.
Chapter 9, my only note is large ladies.
Okay.
One of the groups, because there's a whole bunch of groups within this union, right?
Okay.
Is just made up of women. They're very large. And
like
by
tall?
large, I mean tall.
Okay.
Tall, beautiful women.
Yeah.
Like very tall. So, yes, now you have to read this.
I have to read this.
No, you don't. Read chapter 9 and chapter 19. That's
Okay.
all they show up.
That's fine. That's cool. They show up 10 chapters later.
Okay. Chapter 10 is where Son Goku shows up.
Oh, actually.
Or Sun Wukong.
Sun
sorry.
Wukong. Sorry. Copyrighted.
He's not actually, but he looks the closest to the classic Monkey King design.
Did they make a bit how it's like Tonkachi or whatever? Tonkichi is like, hey, you guys are similar. Or does nobody lampshades it?
His bit is that he's got a little monkey pal that's with him who censors him in real time because he has a foul mouth.
Okay. I don't know why that's on
which
him,
would
but I think it's a funny gag.
Yeah, it would do great in an anime.
Yeah.
Doesn't really have the same punch in the manga.
I mean, when you've already written a giant 100-chapter spanning thing that had an anime, I can see you writing concepts that work in anime then that don't just work in writing.
Chapter 11, Discount Sasuke's design sucks.
Is Discount Sasuke his brother or somebody else?
No, it's somebody else that shows up who
Okay.
is definitely Sasuke coded. His bit, though, is that he's from like a shinobi builder.
Oh, like literally
clan.
Sasuke.
And he's makes a big deal out of Tonkichi being really loud, and then Tonkichi gets really close to him and whispers right in his ear, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And again, this is all an exam arc. This is where we start the exam arc.
Okay.
Chapter 12, we now get to learn about the Force. I mean, vigor. Only a small amount of people called Jedi, vigor craftsmen can use it.
Do you mean hockey?
Hockey, ki,
Do you mean ki?
whatever.
Do you mean chakra?
Yeah.
Do you mean whatever? It's soul power? What's it in Bleach?
It's Ryatsu.
Ryatsu?
It's basically just this stuff that you have that is like life force.
To quote that 4-star bento video that came out fairly recent when we're recording, Weeaboo Fightin' Magic.
Yeah.
Which I love, that term.
For chapter 12, I actually made a prediction here. The knight helmet person we saw before is definitely a girl in disguise for some reason. And I will let you know how that turns out later. This is where we learn all the names and affiliations of just all these people.
Okay.
They're doing the first part of the exam, which is to hit this thing called a nail mole. And apparently it's really hard to hit, but like obviously a bunch of them do it. I'm sure glad we're learning the names and affiliations of all these exam takers. I'm sure they'll be long-lasting characters. And actually, they were there till the end of the series.
He's honestly, even if it's not moment to moment, he is good about building the world and then calling back on it. Again, at least in Toriko, he was fairly good. Even if the power scaling gets like fucked almost instantly, his ability to like call back to things and bring people back at interesting moments is good.
Okay.
In Toriko.
Well,
I don't
he
know if
didn't
it's
get a
here.
chance.
Exactly.
So.
That's what I'm saying. That's why when you said 9 and 19, I'm like, oh, that's fitting.
Yeah.
For him.
Chapter 13. It wasn't a girl. It was just some dumb gimmick that didn't go anywhere.
What was the gimmick?
He's just wearing a helmet because the place he comes from is like, the air is terrible.
Interesting.
It's a garbage area.
Okay.
And I specifically have the Hercules disappointed me. Disappointed!
We learned all the things. What next?
I wonder what I was referencing here. My
What?
note says, LOL, say what you want about joke, switch up, done right.
I can't decipher
I'd
that
have
one.
to go back
As
and
someone
look
who's
at
had
that.
some notes recently where I went, what the fuck was I talking about?
Apparently, I thought it was funny, but I don't
You
remember
lulled.
it. Even though I read this earlier today.
Oof.
Chapter 14. Okay, there was a funny joke here that you would only understand if you know some Japanese.
Okay.
The Monkey King guy meets this woman who's gonna like heal his hand or whatever because he tried to punch Tankichi and he broke his hand on Tankichi's face. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, he's so strong." Tankichi broke the arena where they were doing the mole thing,
Okay.
and everybody's like, "Oh my god, he's so powerful."
That's very okay. I have a thing to talk about then when you finish this then about Tonkichi and the setup of the protagonist.
The Monkey King guy calls this woman Morichin or something to that effect, which is
Okay.
not her name, but it's close. And it's like, it's either a joke about, it's either one of those things where it's like he's saying her name wrong because he can't say it properly, or else it's a nickname that he's giving her.
Yeah.
But the monkey censors the chin part a bunch of times
Oh, because
that's penis.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun. That's a fun gag. I have no idea how you'd localize that in a way that made
Right.
any consistent sense. But
And I don't think there is a way to
No.
localize
Sometimes you
that
just gotta rock
properly.
and roll
So
with it.
They left it pretty
Yeah.
much as is. So,
I feel like
chapter
you just that's a translator's note in the margin. Is in
Yeah.
Japanese, chin means penis. I think that's the only way to get through there.
So in chapter 15, we learn that there's actually 8 different kinds of vigors. They all have different colors.
There's conquerors hockey and observations hockey and armament hockey and the other hockeys we haven't learned about yet but exist.
My note. Now there are 8 different kinds of vigor. You know this is over in 5 chapters, right?
Who doesn't? I know that was the one thing I remember people shit talking Build King is that it tries to act like it's 100, like 50, 20, 30 chapters in
Yeah.
right out of the gate.
Also, we learn that using vigor outside
That monkey's
of
got
your
vigor. We've all got vigors.
body, using vigor outside of your body actually takes your lifespan.
Does Build King predate or postdate BioShock Infinite where they have vigors?
That's a
This
good
is a question. It's not a good question. It's
it's a good question.
It's not a good question because nobody should care about BioShock Infinite.
And chapter 15
Piece
is
of
where we find out that people are just using houses as fucking Gundams. I think this is actually a Gundam manga in disguise.
I mean, yes.
Chapter 16. We're doing the Naruto attack during the exam thing.
It's a good bit.
So
Keeps the story moving.
The Satan area shows up with all their Gundams, and there were secretly Satan people in the exam area.
Are they baddies or are they just the baddie group inside the Union?
That's not entirely explained.
Okay, doesn't have
So,
time. It's over
yeah.
in 5 chapters.
Chapter 18. Oh my God, we're introducing another mechanic right now. I don't even remember
He
what it
planned all
was.
these and he's getting them in the goddamn manga. Fuck you.
Chapter 19. The big
What's
lady.
What's the new feature?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't remember.
You read it hours ago. This is the third most recent chapter you've read.
There's too much shit going on.
There is, but that's the thing. I like the mechanics is that I get to imagine what it could have been.
There's a whole thing about like this color beats that
I remember color. I remember a color thing.
This guy's got rainbow color, so
He's trying
bust
to
through
do
everybody's
he's
defenses.
trying to do Hunter x Hunter Nan, and it's not built for it.
And then
Built for it.
Our main character actually has gold vigor, and that's some kind of like Super Saiyan bullshit.
Yeah, but it's like a discovery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the big ladies come back here in
Cool.
chapter
You
19.
did tell me that.
And her attack is she spits on you,
I don't like that.
but it's vigor spit.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's for somebody. That's somebody. I'm a degenerate, but that's not my flavor of degenerate. That's not my flavor of vigor degeneracy. It's not the color of
We
my
also
threads.
learn in chapter 19 that Renga, who is the brother, secretly has black vigor. Oh, what is that? Oh,
Gold Oni, Black
yeah,
Oni.
we don't know.
And then we will never know because the series is over.
Yeah, and then chapter 20, they fall down the big hole that is the place where they were having the second exam thing after they were fighting. And it turns out that house is down in the hole. They hadn't seen it in a while. It ran away when they went to the castle. And it was down here in this hole, and now it's talking to them. And it's over. Fuck you.
So this was one where they did not accept that the manga was ending. Like I feel like if I if I read more of these series, if I wanted to put myself through it more, I could make a taxonomy of like, oh, they fast forwarded. Oh, they made a point to go like, or they like, oh, we went crazy, because that's the thing I always hear about the Red Hood one, the Beast Slayer one, where it's just like we got really meta and we were fighting the author or the editor or something. Yeah. But I feel like there's a rare few that just goes, fuck you, we're writing this last chapter as if there's going to be more chapters, and not like
say,
because sometimes you can do the like we're riding off into the sunset, or we like you know, they have many more adventures or something. Yeah. But like sometimes you can just go,
no, we're still in the middle of a fucking battle.
Yep.
It does say that they
make no effort to land to start landing the plane in the last chapters. They just go, and we're done.
Instead of the end at the end of the
to be
chapter,
continued, please.
It says check out the epilogue in the volume release.
Yo.
Yeah. So
which we didn't have.
Nope.
Not on the app.
My note very specifically is, what the hell? It's over just like that?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I appreciate, that takes some fucking gonads to just be like, I'm writing exactly what I wanted to write. I'm not ending it like that, just in case. So the main thing, a thing that I like, because all I can do is come at this with from what you've told me and what I like about Toriko. And the thing I like about Toriko is from page 1, Toriko is the motherfucking biggest badass. And everybody fucking knows it for the most part. He is the biggest dick, biggest punchin', eatin' motherfucker on the street. And there's something in a shonen context really refreshing about that. And it's just him, the situation around him escalates so much that he has to push himself further and go like, oh, I don't normally use this technique. And honestly, that's a flavor of shonen bullshit I don't see a lot, but I really like. Because it's just, sometimes it's fun to just follow somebody in a shonen context that from page 1... And not like oh my gosh, he's got this secret power. It's just, he's just that much of a, he's that motherfucker. He's him. Or it's not like a reveal, like a oh my gosh, he's got this secret power. And it's like, he has powers you'll learn about later, but it's never like oh, I didn't know I was the chosen one. It's just like, he's just him. That's the bit.
So.
And that, like, hearing that, like, Tonkichi is just like, he's essentially that via parts, but he's still just like this happy-go-lucky weirdo. Like, they feel like protagonists written out of order. Tonkichi feels like a first work, and Toriko feels like the later work of like, I just want to write the badass in a very shonen world.
I mean, I have two main issues with this whole thing besides the ending. Fuck you. The tone is really all over the place.
Yep.
And the pacing is bad.
Yep. I don't know about the pacing for Toriko, but from what you've described,
besides those two things, I can see a good manga in here. There's obviously some very individual details that I don't like.
Yeah.
But like overall, I think the concept of what's happening here isn't bad. I don't like the idea that we're just going to go, oh, it's Gundam battles. But besides that, I think the idea of, oh, these kids were here and they have something special about them.
A world based around building and a fantastical world where it's like, I have to go to this place to get the materials to make this thing. Like, I feel like this is a manga from just even the first chapter where like, what was sold to me and or what I had in my head was being sold to me was vastly more compelling to me than where the manga went to go to it.
I glossed over this at the beginning, but when they get to the port, we have like a page and a half of explaining that there's very special materials and people are at this port like auctioning stuff off.
Yeah, that's very Toriko, because it's like it was replacing food, because the entire world of Toriko revolves around food. And I thought, oh, Build King will just be that, but it'll be building materials and people will make these fantastical like houses and buildings and monuments and whatnot.
But then besides the Dragon Fang thing, that Dragon never comes back.
Exactly, because like that's cool. I mean, I remember being years ago when I read Build King for the first time before we had a podcast or anything, or if in the very fledgling days of the main one. Like, I remember already being disappointed because I thought this was going to be a battler based around building things, or at least and not like.
And this is not Kraftwerk at all.
It's not. It didn't need to be Kraftwerk, but it was that like just a fantastical building of like, oh. But as soon as I learned that it's like he's bad at building, his power is he hits things, and I'm like, it's power to hit. You idiot! We all hit things in Shonen Jump. What the fuck are you talking about? And because it'd be
But he can hit things to heal them.
I know. So, which, like, again, that's fun anime bullshit, but not in the context here. But, like, if it was a thing of, like, oh, he had to build this thing and that finishes the attack, or that wards this thing off, or, like, oh, like I said, it's like that kind of RPG thing where it's like, oh, I have to go to this forest to get these special nails that only grow in this cave. Like, I'm still thinking about you talking about the upside down bat castle is a dragon fang of the mountain. I'm like, that's cool. Like, that's Toriko, because you just go, oh, that's neat. It's not like a load bearing concept. It's just like, wow, cool.
That arc, the whole castle arc, which is like 3 or 4 chapters, I was like, oh, I'm getting on board with this. This is what I expect this to be. And maybe we have to do some exam stuff for a little while, but like, this is what day to day this manga should be.
Yeah.
And then we never get back to that. And maybe it's just because it got canceled too early.
And maybe just because he said he was going to get canceled that he just hit the fast forward button instead of doing what he was still doing.
But a lot of stuff in the exam arc read to me as like, oh, we're just skipping all of the fun stuff that you thought you were going to do.
Yeah. Man, it just makes me... honestly, I just want Toriko again, but it's building material. Because the whole thing of Toriko is he's building his dream menu. It's like, oh, I need the appetizer and the soup and the here's the fish entree and the chicken entree and the pork entree and the dessert and the drink and all that stuff. Of just go, this is my dream house. All the big shot builders have a dream house that they have to get these very rare specific materials, and that is the overarching thing of the manga in its entirety. But sometimes you're just doing things that have nothing to do with that because it's what you do. Sometimes you're just like, I want to go here and help my buddy who's building his thing, and like... Yeah. Just do it with building materials. And just have a guy with a different personality. Because that's what JoJo is. JoJo is just like, this first guy's really nice, but this second guy's hot-blooded. And even though they're both badasses. And it's just like, make a different flavor badass and just do it again, but different. Like,
and I think that there's an idea in there about like what the overarching thing with the Build Kings is, which is like, because of vigor and the master builders put so much vigor into these buildings that they're Build Kings. And if you live in one, you become effectively immortal because of the way the vigor works. And like you can use it and be powerful and everything.
Interesting. But
so
also
there's like,
them drive them crazy.
There's world mechanics there. They obviously had an idea of how to use it. The whole thing with the Satan people, Satan Valley or whatever the hell it was called, coming by as they wanted to kidnap the 2 brothers because they have special vigor and they were going to use that special vigor to take over the world. I guess. It's just, there's obviously something good in here and it didn't get a chance.
I think for that arc I talked about where we go and read the second manga of great artists, is that we just read Toriko, so you can read Toriko, and then maybe I force you to reload it. Because honestly, like,
reload this gun while I hold this gun to your head.
but I like Toriko. I read over 100 chapters of it. Like, I had a good time, and I'm just curious if to you would suffer the same problems, or because it's like, honestly, like, I like it better. Like I said, it's a little bit of a turn your brain off, but not so much of like the problem you're having where it's like all this bullshit shows up negative, because it's like it's always like all this bullshit shows up positive, and like sometimes the wheels are going on, but just so many cool things are popping off. But I just don't think you have the same level of like wackadoo love of the wackadoo that I do. But from you describing the things that you liked in there, it's like I do think there's some neat ideas in Toriko that they play with,
and there's obviously humor in here.
Yeah,
like I said, I think it's not. They're not all bangers, but like there was enough in there that I was like, okay, there's a foundation of humor here.
There's enough other things going on that the jokes are an accoutrement. They're not what you're there, but it's like, oh, yeah, it's pretty funny. Like they're a bonus.
Right.
Okay. Do we have our predictions? Let's get our predictions in here. Yes.
As much as we can do this. So
I know you have to tell me.
This is odd. So you have 3 in here and I have 2.
I must have felt something specific. I was just using my Toriko compass.
And my first guess, which is apparently the opposite of one of your guesses, but it doesn't. I'll just say
it.
My first guess is they won't get to the job site, which is true.
True. They never got to the job site.
They never get to the job site. They sort of get where they want to go, which is the exam
but it's
grounds.
Not, we don't know that in the beginning. We think they'll get to the job site and then get sent somewhere else, and that didn't happen.
And it specifically says opposite of Moxie. I don't know which one of yours this was supposed to be the opposite of. So.
Maybe I just said they're never going to make it. Maybe that was just my position. Okay.
Well, apparently you would have said that they did make it.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh, yeah, you're right. You said they never make it.
Because your first guess is that they have a material fetch quest.
Oh, that was my. I think that was my thought. Is they make it and they're sent off a fetch quest. So that didn't happen.
Which does not happen.
No.
I'm
just gonna write this manga.
My
writing too many
second guess is that the tools have powers. The person that's gonna pick them up will have a saw. So
did anybody else have a construction tool?
Yes, and in fact, Renga has one that apparently he's had the whole time.
But he didn't tell you about it.
We didn't know about it.
Stupid, this early. You can't do that. The guy who swims to the island, he can have an ass pull reveal later.
So he does have an interesting weapon.
Renga can't. What is Renga's first? What is his object?
It's just like a cool knife kind of thing.
It's not even like a cutting tool, like a cutting tool in the classical. It's just a weapon.
I think it might be a handsaw, but it's like a one-handed handsaw that looks like a big knife.
That's not a handsaw. A handsaw would have the little
teeth
on it.
Teeth. Yeah.
Oh, then that's a handsaw. Then yeah, but it just looks more like a knife than anything. It just looks like a serrated knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
The person picking them up has a whip saw.
That's cool.
Except there's no saw teeth on it. He calls it a whip saw, but it looks like it's just a whip. So
okay,
I'm going to take half a point for that one.
Half a point for that one.
Your second guess: boat is a training arc.
No.
And Renga gets a tool to train with. That is not true. It would have been cool, especially. It's actually just the slightest bit true because that house is actually an ancient build king that is has been shrunk down and it's like super dangerous or something. Like it's a renegade build king or something.
That's why it's moving around.
And because the two boys are inside of it, it actually gives them some of its power. So
I'm not taking
in
those
the
points.
slightest way.
No, I refuse those points. I appreciate the effort, but I don't want them. That's twisting my words too much to try to get something out of it.
Well, you have 3 guesses here, and your last guess is random bullshit with the hammer.
Yeah, and yes, correct. I'll take 2 points for that, sir.
The other side of the hammer heals things is the most random bullshit.
And it came so quickly.
So that would be 1.5 points for me and
1 point
one
for
point
me.
For you.
I'll take that's a proud 1 point. That's a special. That's a 1 point you put on. That's like the one you frame and you put on the mantle. More than any other random 1 point I've ever gotten, if I've ever gotten a point before.
Okay, let's wrap this up.
Yes.
Thoughts and feelings.
You have to tell me.
I think that this is bad to good.
You can't do that.
No. I'm sorry. Bad to fine.
Okay, so it's just you can't go.
No, I forgot. Fine was in the middle.
It's all of the things, but also none of the things.
Bad to fine. Because I think that it has the bones of something.
Yep.
It does not build on it at all. I don't think it's hot garbage. I don't think it's even worse. I don't think it's meme bad, spill on its grave. I think
if it didn't have those redeeming qualities, you could get there, but it just, sometimes disappointment is what can push something down further, but it doesn't sound like the ratio or the amount that one of them got into the other that you could differentiate.
I think if it had more time at the beginning to flesh things out better and not run into the end game right away, I think there's something here. And that's why my feeling on this is just straight up fine.
I respect it.
When I got to the end, I was pissed off. But throughout the most of it, I didn't have a bad time. You
got frustrated, but it was never just I don't want to fucking read this anymore.
I don't necessarily regret reading it.
Yeah, now you know.
I might regret reading this over what we're going to cover next, though, to that end. But as a standalone thing, it isn't trash.
Foreshadowing for both of us is that it seems like we had the manga that we wrote in our heads is better than what happened. There's my foreshadowing.
That's true.
And sometimes just, I guess, no, I'm going to save my position. My position is mostly what I'm going to talk about then, so I won't keep my lips sealed about what we read next. You wouldn't want to buy it. We can't High Noon because I didn't read it because that was the bit.
I mean,
Instead of high nooning, Brad, what are we going to call these things where one of us, because it's like, I don't think, I mean, this isn't like, this is what we're doing for reloads in the future, but like, I think this is another gimmick reload we have.
yeah.
Because this was one where I'm like, I don't think, I think you'd get more, you wanted this more, and you got more out of it than I would, because I'm like, I read Toriko, I kind of get the vibe of things, and I'm sure it can turn garbage, but like, is it just, a dual reload feels like it's not enough. It's not cool enough. It's not gimmicky enough.
I don't have enough processing power today to come up with another name for this.
Akimbo reload, or reload akimbo. Do you know what akimbo is?
Well, yeah.
Okay. So for the audience at home, just in case, if you don't know what akimbo is when you have two guns. So that's what this is. We're two reloads at the same time. When Max Payne puts his guns down, or whatever the John Woo character is in Stranglehold video game, that's what's happening here. But each of us, Brad's the left gun and I'm the right gun.
Are we done?
Yes. Do the Brad.
All right, let's get out of here.
Brad, build the credits.
Well, as always, we're going to thank Sugoi Mart for partnering with us. Sugoi Mart's a retailer of Japanese snacks, drinks, toys, and merch. All kinds of cool stuff you can't get outside Japan. Our listeners can check the link in the description or use code APR15 at checkout to get 15% off their first order. And we want to hear from you. So go on our website, animepodcastreincarnation.com, where you can find a social links page, and join us on Blue Sky or those other social media sites. But mostly, join us on our Discord.
Join the Discord.
Which is the best place to chat with us. We got a lot of fun conversations going on there. And you'll also find a link up there to our Patreon. Our supporters get perks like getting to vote on what we cover on some of our various episodes, getting the high-quality stereo version of the podcast early, as well as getting bonus episodes. So make sure you check that out. And, of course, we have to thank our patrons. So, first and foremost, at our noble tier, we've got our marquee, Sir Cake Dwarf.
I need to play Gourmet Race again because I remember. Really? Is that Gourmet Race?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like, I thought that was Wispy Wood or whatever his name is. Like I know it because we did it already, but also I just know Gourmet Race. But yeah, you're right. It's Cake Dwarf. He's a great guy. Thank you for the Patreon.
Also, at our noble tier, we have our Count Imaginary Numeral, which Imaginary Numeral has requested a different song.
A different song that I maybe have a better shot at singing, even though, as stated, that last one was a banger. Imagine you're just using your power to make us listen to like rad fighting game music or fighting game sounding music. I guess that last one I think was like a visual novel or something. I don't know. Are they
This
like
is
little
worse.
What?
This is worse than the first one.
In the vein that I have to sing it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for if it kicks in or not. Imaginary. Again, a banger. I can't recreate this with my mouth. Thank you, imaginary numeral. Imaginary numeral.
Nobody's going to know what that actually is if they're not on our Discord because I'm not going to include this, the actual sound.
Oh, it's just going to be me just mumbling along to it? Hell yeah.
And last but certainly not least, at our commoner tier, we've got Last Man on Earth, Laura Carroll, and Rena. So thank you so much to all our patrons.
Thank you, patrons. Thank you, Brad, for doing that. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is episode 102?
Probably.
Cool. I should have been more pomp of circumstance with the last one, the one you guys are hearing before this one. But yeah, make sure you listen to all the podcasts on our feed. And Brad, when you've got a podcast that's a hammer, every manga looks like a nail. Build King. Tokyo Tamare. It's like it will not. It's different. It's like I can feel it, but it will not leave.
Have you tried gargling?
No. On today's episode, oh shoot, I had something and I just lost it.
Wow. Real time.
Yeah. I didn't load it up properly. It was not loaded up into RAM yet.
Hold on a second. I don't know why this is flashing.
It wants to play.
Can you turn off?
It yearns for the mines.
There we go.
He'll send somebody to pick them up and join them. I had a burp, sorry. He'll send somebody to pick them up and join them, and takes I was in a rush to write this clearly.
He'll send someone to pick them up and join him.
Yes.
And takes on the challenge of building the house, the boss house.
Oh, gives them the challenge. Yep. We come back. We didn't reload this one. Here's the outro. Sorry, guys.
You know what's funny is we had talked about that before we left. We have to reload one of these.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot about that. And then we're in the middle of the episode, and you said, "Oh, we should I was like, "Oh!"
Because as soon as you're like,
psychic damage.
I don't want to reload Bone Collection. And I'm like, well, we're not going to reload Mori King, and we can't reload Fabricant because we've read it. There's no point in reloading it. So, what?
I haven't read it.
You never read more Fabricant?
I didn't read any Fabricant.
You've never read any Fabricant? What the fuck's wrong with you?
I mean, a lot of things, but specifically in this case.
In that specific case, what the fuck's wrong with you?
It.
Okay, when we're starting, you're going to fucking read more of it on a timely fashion, mister. Jesus. That's all getting cut. Or bleep it. You bleep the series I said. Because they don't
This
know
comes
what's
out
coming.
after Fabricant 100.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it moved. Okay. This Brad hasn't read Fabricant, but the Brad you've already heard earlier will have already read it. Time's funny. That's what this is
that
right
didn't
now.
Come out yet.
What? That hasn't come out yet.
That's next week.
Oh, you bleep that.
Now I'm gonna have to figure all this shit out.
I know.
In fucking January.
Fuck you, it's January.
No, that's 2 episodes from now.
JoJo January. Okay, let's stop.
I'll leave that one.
This is all
that
beef.
one's easy to guess.
That one's fine. That one can stick around. Free me from this prison. This nice prison.
Okay. Build King Part 2.
But reload with a tagline that we haven't figured out yet, where we both reload.
Oh, we're just jumping right into it. I didn't even pull up the doc yet.
Okay. Dual reload.
That's important.
Well, I can start just fiddling around in my brain while you do that, because this won't make it. This will be chaff cut.
No, it's fine. We
dual
can
is it just
started.
is it just dual reload?
Did we tell them about that yet?
No.
Are you telling them about that right now?
No, we're not. This isn't in the episode.
Oh, we didn't start yet?
We didn't start. Because you're looking for your notes, and I'm not covering.
Okay.
I'm just thinking out loud. Okay.
Looks like a nail mole.
I really thought that you were going to say they hit the nail mole, and then Mole would be able to tell you how good they were with the hammer they were using, and not that it was hard to hit.
Only one of the moles got killed. Which,
oh no!
They were like,
because it was the baddie team?
They're super sturdy, and so you won't kill them no matter how hard you hit them.
It just shows how strong they are.
And then some guys show up after they go to the next one. They're like, "Oh my god, this one got killed. We have to analyze it." And so they're analyzing it for like 4 chapters until near the end, and then they're like, "Someone killed with black vigor. Oh, it was Renga that killed it. Oh my gosh."
No, that's lame. Because Toriko is really good at doing the pro wrestling thing of like, this guy, he's a really strong dude, and then he can just join the team, and they make him do a really cool thing, really unrelated to everything else that's happened. But that lets you know, besides the manga telling you that they're really cool. And it sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not. I love it when they do that. It's the best. Ready-made badasses.